Hello, everybody. It is a Wednesday, and it's December 11th. Holy cow. And first of all, I suppose what I got to do is man up here and take this graphic off. But before,
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Can you dig it?
Still can dig it. Hello, and welcome back to Hammer Away. This is, it's been a crazy time. The war to end all wars does continue. It's getting better, and it's seeing more light of day, and that is fantastic. My brothers are upstairs. We kind of worked together a little bit this week, and things are coming together with cabinets and all that kind of stuff, and it looks really good. And gonna have countertops gonna be measured out sometime soon, so those things are moving along. In the meantime, there's my dog. In the meantime, it's good to be back. Sorry for the 2 weeks off. Just working hard at it, and having a birthday, turning 60. How about that? What do you know about that? We got some talk going on out here. What is shaking? Oh man, it is good to see you guys out here. I know you haven't seen me in a little while. You see me tonight, if you're watching Go Game Go, but it is good to be back. What's up, Salvatore? We have got to play some Rocket League soon. It's been a little while. So Casey, how you doing? Metal Torso, how are you? It's so good to see you guys. It's it's been a minute, but it's been good. Everything's been good. It's just been busy, very busy. We had the holiday, and I just didn't have a time to break away and get some things together. But now that I've had my birthday, I got a couple of things to talk about. Something that I received, something that I purchased, something that was given to me that I'm going to be actually using this weekend. It's kind of cool. So yeah, lots of love going around. So be sure and hit that subscribe button straight away. I'll say that right off the bat. And then smash that like button. That's going to help us out. Next week, we'll be having a quick chat with Phil Suzanne, who has worked and played some things on the now this one's going to sound funny because I was supposed to have a guest from this band, Prophets of Addiction, a couple of weeks, and it just didn't work out. So the first time you learned all about those guys, and the second week I just turned into something different. So that's what we do here. That's part of the magic of Hammer Away. If things don't work out, that's all right. No hard feelings. But yeah, Phil Suzanne has worked with them. Also, back in the day, Phil worked with Ozzy Osbourne. So we're going to kind of learn a little bit about his career and his work with Prophets of Addiction. And in the meantime, what's Casey saying here? Am I allowed to call you the D word? What is the D word? Because if it's Dick, that's me. My middle name is Richard. So yeah, I had my birthday party. Some folks were coming in, and I got a couple of really cool gifts. I got a lot of cool gifts. I mean, it was very nice. And this is one of the things that I got that I'm looking forward to using this weekend. My friend and I used to work together, and she got me a gift certificate. She and her husband got me a gift certificate to a place called Dirty River Records over in St. Charles. So this is a show, store I haven't been to yet. And I didn't even know about it. So this is a great way to go. And so my friend and I worked together for many years, and then she was studying to be a teacher and became that. And now she has moved to a different school. She would like to come back to our school, but I think possibly still, maybe. At the time she did. And but we haven't hung out for a long time. We used to park next to each other every day and chat before we went into school, and it was great. So I still work with her husband there at the school. Really awesome dude. What's up, Andrew? How you doing? And Bridget. So yeah, so Bridget and I are going to get together, and I'm going to use this gift card out there at the store with her, and then we're going to get a little something to eat and hang out for a bit until she has to go and pick up her parents. So it should be a blast. I cannot wait. So thank you again for that gift. That's awesome. Another great place, and I didn't put it in the hashtag, but if you're in the St. Louis area and you're kind of going around on 270, Dorset and 270, there is this great place. It's a Mexican restaurant if you dig Mexican. It's called Casa Juarez. And I got a gift card for there too. So looking forward to getting together with my friends Bob and Kathy, and having some food and a couple of drinks there, and just having a blast. So thank you to you guys as well, and just to everybody who showed up at the party. We had a big snow incident the day of the party, so I was like, lots of people were like, I can't make it, including my brother, who was on his way down with our dad, and he said, we're not gonna make it. I said, on time or at all? He said, at all. When they hit Springfield and turned around. So I was like, that's cool. That's all right. So I found this shirt. There's this new Stay Puffed shirt that I found at the thrift store yesterday. I was just looking for some uh, stuff that I can wear that's warm. Sweatshirts, crap sweatshirts. That's all I was looking for, was cheap used sweatshirts so that I could wear them while I'm working out, because I have some stuff to do outside and things like that. And so I went and I found this shirt. Now look at these sleeves though. I mean, I'm gonna have to do something about the sleeves, I think. I don't know. Either that or it'll be great when I just start to work out again, and I'll already be bulking out of the shirt. I could be like Seinfeld and use little soaps. Yeah, it looks like I'm a giant. Just, ooh my gosh. So anyway, um, all right. So I mentioned the birthday party. Here's another great one. Um, and a big shout out to Joe and Randa for, I finally got it. This is something I talked to Joe about, who does 3D printing. He's got a 3D printer and he was telling me about it. And of course, my buddy Jeff, his son, does 3D printing stuff too, has been for years. And but I went over to their house, and in a gift, uh, they had given me a bunch of pieces. Now, I only knew about the one because I was talking to him about it. We went through, you can go out there on websites and you can find different pieces of artwork that are already ready to go for a 3D printer, pretty much. And then I don't know how it works. So I think that's about right though. But you just find out, get it ready, and you can print stuff. And we found for like a small succulent plant, uh, I found I found this online, and he was awesome enough to print it for me. It's Ed's head. Look at that. And then you can put it in there. You put your weed in there. So anyway, yeah. So Ed's head, isn't that cool? So he printed that out, and then he surprised me with more. Wait, there's more. Surprised me with this. Look at that. It's the Iron Maiden logo. You see if we get that sheen to go across, right? Isn't that bitchin'? Now I get to paint that, which ought to be cool. This is it's another piece I can use for like a small teeny plant thing, um, or whatever. You could put your weed in there. Um, but it's it's like a piece of artwork that was done from the Lynch Mob album. Is it Lynch Mob? Yeah, the Lynch Mob album, Wicked Sensation. It's this skull with snakes. Isn't that cool? I was like, what? So that was a surprise as well. And then on top of that, wait, there's still more. This reminds me of kind of like Toy Story. It's Ed's head with the brain showing, right? With these little chains down below, like legs. Isn't that cool? That is trippy. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Pretty cool. I love it. I love it. So a big thanks to them too for that. Uh, just so much fun. Now, I did order another. I'm trying not to go too crazy with the Funkos. However, I do have a collection. I'll go through those with you sometime soon here. But I do have a good collection of the Eddie Funkos from Iron Maiden, but they keep putting them out. Like they have I have the one that's from Somewhere in Time, and then now lately, because of the Legacy of the Beast and the 50th anniversary, they've got all the kind of new artwork that's happening from the comics and all this kind of stuff. And now they've put out this new, uh, like Pharaoh Eddie from Power Slave with a, he's got like a scythe on him, and or it's like, you know, the kind of Egyptian curved blade, whatever you officially call that. There's a weapons expert out there that is going, you dummy, you big dummy. And but then there's what's the other one? Then there's multiple of the Eddie from Somewhere in Time, which is really Eddie mixed with Deathlock from Marvel Comics. If you've never read Deathlock, get out there and check it out. It's really cool. They pulled the character into the Agents of Shield, but it wasn't anywhere near as cool because Deathlock showed up in a lot of different weird places. When I first read it, it was in Marvel Spotlight. No, Astonishing Tales is what it was. In the 30s issue, like right end of the late 20s, early 30s of Astonishing Tales, and that was Deathlock back in the 70s. So Rich Buckler was one of the artists that worked on that, and it was just great stuff. And then he would show up later in Marvel 2-in-1 and other different places. But the phaser gun that he has is, I mean, he's got one eye, which is uh, like a cyborg eye, and so it's so much like Eddie from that. If you look at that album cover, that's Deathlock. So yeah, they were really special. Those pieces were cool. So anyway, but I found another rock and roll Funko, which was on sale. These have been on sale, and I picked this one up. It was really cool. Had the great Flying V guitar. I should just show you the side of the box first, I suppose. There you go, Lenny Kravitz, all dressed in red with a Flying V guitar. So I thought that was a neat one to get. His hair is flying out. So that was pretty cool. And then I do want to talk about this for a moment. I will hold on to that for a moment. Oh, good. Yay. My camera is blinking out. Good. I love that. Means our internet is taking a piss. No. Gravity. Now, the beautiful thing about working on your house is that you carry around tools all day long. And I happen to have this with me today. Otherwise, I'd be wondering where it was. So let's take a look here and see what we got. Let's see here. Come on. And don't you worry, we'll get to our minor confession. Dang it. I'm blipping out. I don't like it. But that's all right. I'm opening a box. What do you care? You don't care. You don't see me opening a box. All right. So there goes that gravity. Ooh, it's in its secondary box. So it's the Christmas season. Ho, ho, ho. Right. And that's me, your local musician. I'm a ho, ho, ho. In fact, I had a gig on Saturday. It was pretty cool. Then I went to somebody else's gig on Friday. Before that, I got a story to go with that while I'm opening this up. Well, let's use that story for when we open the other one. But anyway, there was, I'm a big, huge fan. It's Christmas season. I'm a huge fan of A Christmas Carol, which all started way back in the early 70s when I had the crap scared out of me watching Zoran Yanyek's animated version of A Christmas Carol. You can rent it on Amazon, I believe. As far as I know, you still can't buy it. Wow, this is really stuck in there. I'm gonna have to open the other end. But A Christmas Carol it's directed by Zoran Yanyek, and it was an animated show. Now it's funny when you watch it, which you can watch it on YouTube. When you watch it, you will notice that there's this part in the beginning where they have music, right? And it's part of it is like a sing-along. It's like, I mean, like a musical, but that's all the further it went. I may have mentioned this. I'll probably mention this like every year, because it's just hilarious. Because they start singing, and then that's it. That was all the singing they did. It stopped early in the show, and there was no more singing musical stuff, right? So A Christmas Carol. So here we go. Ghost of Christmas Past. And this one is one of them that glows in the dark. So, like I say, I try not to get too many of these, but when they bring something that just means a ton to me, I pick it up. So I got that one. I still have 2 more on the way. So let's get this other box out. And I was going to tell you a story. What was I going to tell you about? Why can't I think of what I was going to tell you? I don't know. A couple weeks ago, my friend got a hold of me and asked me if I would be interested in seeing Night Ranger. And they were going to be playing downtown at one of the casinos. And I said, absolutely. That was my first PJ Smith. Oh, really? It has tons of these? Yeah. And so does our brother up in Chicago area too. Why am I? Oh, wow. At least he did. I don't know if he sold them off or what. So he asked me if I wanted to see Night Ranger. I said, absolutely. I think I may have told you, I went to go see a gentleman about some countertops. And we talked for a long, like hours. And 85% of the conversation was about music and vinyl. 15% of it was about the countertops. So, yeah. So anybody that's here in town, if you're looking for some countertop stuff, check out Rock Solid Creations. They're out in Chesterfield. Great place to go. Talked to Jay there, and he took care of me. And then talked with with Christian there as well when we were conversing about music, but then recently talked to Heather, and she set me up with my appointment. So they'll be coming by. So here you go. Another one that glows in the dark. Jacob Marley. I love it. I love this show. I just love this storyline. Depending on which one it is, it can really catch me off guard. And I can, really be moved every time I see it. Put that right there too. And did I just move my camera? All right, so let's get it back over in here into the interesting area, right? Oh man, I'll tell you what, I'm still a mess. And then we have Ebenezer Scrooge. There you go. I don't know if you guys dig A Christmas Carol. If you do, what's your favorite episode? Or I'm so sorry. What's your favorite version? Because it could even be versions that aren't, Ebenezer Scrooge. It could be a Diva's Christmas Carol. It could be Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. It could be Rich Little's HBO special. It could be the Mickey Mouse one that's like very short. It could be, you could be like me and be a big fan of that 1969 version by Zoran Yanyek, the animated one and I'll share some scenes from it soon because it's Christmas season. Ho ho ho. We've been through this already. So, but yeah, check that out. You can check it out on YouTube. I should go ahead and see if I can find the you like the 38 version, Metal Torso says, which is the one called Scrooge, isn't it? Or is it A Christmas Carol? I think it's Scrooge. Most of them are actually called Scrooge. There's a handful of them that are Scrooge, right? So that first one was called Scrooge. Then in '55, when they had Alistair Sim do it, that was called Scrooge, but they call it Christmas Carol. When you buy it in the box, it says A Christmas Carol on it. But it was, if you watch the credits, and then it's Scrooge. I'm trying to remember the gentleman's name. Doggone it! He's a classic British actor, character actor. He was in the television series The Avengers, which was about spies back in the '60s. Um, and Sneed, yeah, whatever his first name is. And he intros the show on mine. Yeah, it is called Christmas. Okay, good, 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 good. Yeah. So I don't know, Torso. Have you ever seen that one from '69, the animated one? It scared the crap out of me because of the fact that it was scary. That's all there is to it. It was scary. Um, if I tired. Okay, cool. Sorry, got a message real quick there, um, from my buddy who's helping me out. Um, so let's see. Um, yeah, you did see it. Yeah, okay. It's good. I like it. It's short. It skips a lot, but that's okay. And I just think it's well done. Although, like I say, a little disjointed with, hey, let's do a musical. Okay, let's not. It's just kind of weird. But anyway, I'm not sure what my favorite version is. Actually, I do. I know what my favorite version is. It's 1970. It was on CBS, I believe. It was on CBS originally, and it was Albert Finney doing the musical Scrooge. That is awesome. It's got Alec Guinness in it, of course, who would go on to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. And he plays a snarky little Marley. I mean, he's funny. And there's a bit at the end that's different than any others that I've seen, where he has a descent into hell, and Marley's there, so it's pretty neat. Um, Best Ghost of Christmas Present, though, is in the version with George C. Scott. That's a close second for me because of Ghost of Christmas Present, and that is played by Edward Woodward. It's not the easiest thing. He would then go on to be in The Equalizer. But yeah, Edward Woodward he does the greatest Ghost of Christmas Present. So good. So good. He is he's really snarky and biting when he goes off. But yeah, I like that one. And of course the animated one. There has been other animated ones. Um, and I'm just trying to think. One of them was newer, like in the '80s and things like that. But then there was the American Christmas Carol, which was with Henry Winkler. There's Scrooged, uh, and then there's the Diva Christmas Carol. There is also a new Christmas Carol that came out, and it's with Guy Pearce, and it gets really dark. If you like it dark, check that out. I mean, it's dark. Um, it's kind of goes into what some it go it goes into some uncomfortable areas. It's just really dark. So yeah, check that out. Came out a couple of years ago. And then also, if you like Dickens stuff outside of that, then check out the Dickens, or just check out Dickensian is what it's called. It's I think it was a 3 episode series like Sherlock was. So they're long episodes. and what it does is it intertwines Dickens' characters, and when you're done, you realize what's happening, and what's just what the deal is. Because I didn't catch it at first. I'm like, oh, okay, this is kind of okay. How's that work? But then it got to the end, and I'm like, oh, yeah. So yeah. But even more so, to watch just one film, do yourself a favor and watch The Man Who Invented Christmas. It is with, and I got to remember his name again, Dan Stevens. Yeah, Dan Stevens. I always kind of get it confused because there's Dave Stevens who did The Rocketeer. This is Dan Stevens. And you've seen him before. He was in the live action Beauty and the Beast. He was also in uh, Downton Abbey and got killed off because he was going to go and do something else. So he got killed off. For a few years, the 38 version was the only one on Christmas Eve where we lived. Wow. So it's a tradition for me to watch. That's great. That is great. Yeah, Sneed was funny when he does the intro and he says, "This has always been a very special version to us, to our family. We watch it every year." And I'm like, well, no shit, you're in it. How would it not be your favorite version and the one that you watch with your family every year? You're yeah, no, let's not watch that one this year. Let's watch another one. So anyway, but there's also a musical with Kelsey Grammer. Hey, what is up, Nita? How are you? How are you? So good to hear from you. I miss you. I need to make it up there sometime soon. I got time off, so I'll do that. I'll take it. And then there's a store that you and I need to go to. It's I think it's over towards Canton area, and we need to go check that out. And it's a gentleman who I know from being up there at the Rock and Skull stuff. So he owns the store and has it. So I'll get you the name of it, and we'll go there. Yes. So another thing that I picked up not long ago. Oh, and also I did watch a show from 2019. I watched a movie called Noel, which is um Hader. Why can't I say his first name? From Saturday Night Live, Hader. Um, and so yeah, let's make it soon. I know. We got to get it together. Um, just so close with the kitchen. So once I get that out of the way, then we'll get it together. So I was at the library a while back, and I showed you this, guys. I showed this to you guys recently, but it is called. And as I watched it, I'm like, it's good. It's good. It was very low budget. This gentleman did a great job getting with some really cool people that some of us wouldn't have expected. So it's not like just all the big names again, right? But this gentleman got this together and used like his iPhone and a 35 millimeter camera, digital camera to shoot a lot of it. And I'm trying to remember what this guy's name is again. Daniel Sarkisian. I guess that might be what it is. But there's Eddie Trunk, Country Joe, Bruce Kulick, Twisted Sister, JJ French talks a lot. And then there's a lot of footage of them on stage, which Dee Snider, man, good. He's in great shape, man. Jeez whiz. I don't know how much body fat he has, but it's not much. He's looking very Roger Daltrey. Randy Bachman is here, Susie Quattro, Billy Talent, Gilby Clark, Nick Menza before he passed. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, Daniel's name is just all over this as directed by, blah, blah, blah. But it is one of these gravitas ventures, and it's 92 minutes long, and a documentary put out in 2018. Classic rock is one of the most popular styles of music in the world, touching the lives of generations. Yet, ironically, no one knows exactly what classic rock is. Is that true? Can anybody answer me out there? You know what classic rock is, don't you? Does anybody know what would you say classic rock is? Is it only one thing and then it's done? I think classic rock is, to me, is it doesn't have to be just from the 60s or 70s, because if you go into YouTube now and you put in oldies, it brings up 80s. You're like, that's not oldies. Oldies are the things that started off all of that stuff. Um, you can call it classic pop if you wanted, and that's 80s, but that's not oldies. Um, that's the only time. That's the only time where I think it's, you know, yeah. Steve Hackett is definitely part. See, now this is it. See, Steve Hackett is definitely a part of classic rock. I'd put him in classic rock, but he's in two phases of classic rock. I think classic rock is just rock music that um, that hangs on. It has merit and stays. That's what I think. That's what kind of bothered me about this movie. It's what is classic rock? Well, classic rock is, and I don't know. To me, it's like, I wanted some down kick ass answers. You know, I'll tell you what classic rock is. Classic rock is anything that comes out and it kicks ass, and you know it's going to stay, and people are going to be listening to it down the line, right? Like the original classic rock that we listened to, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, and then when a lot of the metal things started showing up, and because a lot of the rock bands did a lot of screwy things, again, disco, that kind of stuff, that really made a lot of my favorite bands pull some shit. Let's just put it that way. They pulled some shit. They're like, oh, this is this gives us license to kill our momentum. It didn't happen that way for the Stones. The Stones did some disco-y kind of stuff on some girls, and it didn't kill them. It really propelled them forward. Now, you could say the same thing about the Bee Gees, but the Bee Gees were already doing like pop music. I'm talking about rock bands that, that really stepped out, and like Kiss. And it's certainly, yeah, I would say it destroyed their career at that time. At that time, because they came back. Obviously, I went and saw them wearing makeup, myself, to see them wearing makeup. So, and Kiss didn't go anywhere for me during the 80s. There's a lot of people that don't like that, that I bumped into lately, that don't like that 80s era of Kiss at all. They won't touch it. They don't like it. Maybe they won't even touch it. And they're like me with Rise of Skywalker. I don't have to watch it to know it's shit. I know it's shit. So I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to waste my time. I don't watch Strawberry Shortcake either, because I'm not going to like it. It's not that it's bad, just not for me. So, anyway, yeah, but the classic rock to me is just anybody that steps into the realm, and then here it is going to be, the day I die, some of these songs are still going to be around because they're classic. That's classic. I mean, you can hear things and immediately go, that's classic. That's going to be cool. That's so cool. I'll buy that. I'll own it. I'll have it. So just something to think about. I just didn't like how they kept asking the question about what is classic rock, because that's not how you talk about classic rock. It's something really, really super cool. I think that's all from over there. Now, what I was doing recently is I did a little bit of shopping. I had to get some things for the house. And then I always find myself getting back to the vinyl areas or the music areas or the DVDs when I go to a place like Walmart, right? So here I am looking around in the section, looking at vinyl. Probably shouldn't be. It's very expensive, and I don't like that, but it is what it is, right? So at the end of the aisle, they had some special stuff. And right at the end, here it was. They had this is very important for me and Nita, because we went to go see Iron Maiden on the Peace of Mind tour together, and her family had hosted a family that used to live in town in our hometown, and he knew the managers. He was good friends with one of the managers from Iron Maiden, and so um, we checked in with him. And as I was talking to him one night, he said, "Yeah, I could probably do that, and check with them." Yeah, and so then we go to the show. They're supposed to everything was supposed to work out, and we were going to get it. And you shouldn't. That's at the stores. I know, right? I know, I know, I know. So anyway, so this is my friend that was with me, my Nita. She was. We just had such a good time. I showed up. She was there with her date. I showed up with my date, and and I said, "What's going on?" And she says, "We can't get the tickets." And I'm like, what are you saying?" She goes, "Well, they don't have my name. They don't have them, they say." I'm like, "I'll take care of it." So I step into the line. I'm behind some guy who's making a fool out of himself because he says, yeah, I'm supposed to have tickets. The guy, Bruce Dickerson." And I'm like, "Oh dear God, just move. Just whatever." So they took care of him finally, and then I stepped up, and then we very calmly got through the information, and sure enough, there were the tickets and passes for later after the show. So Peace of Mind tour, we go in and we watch the show. I am singing everything. I'm loving it to death. And we go backstage, and I step in. I'm nervous. I've never met a band before, and this is Iron Maiden. So I've been into them for a few years at this point. And she looks at me kind of pointedly. She's like, "Well, what are we gonna do?" Almost like, almost like Ted Knight in Caddyshack. "Well, we're waiting." I'm like, "Wow, we don't need to do that." And just then, the two people that were talking to Dave Murray split, and he looked right at me, and I said, "I'm going to say hello to my friend Dave Murray." Stuck my hand out, and he shook it, and we introduced ourselves, and it was fantastic, fantastic. Yeah. So yes, that is right, and I was going to bring this up too. Um, there was there was kind of some, I guess for me, some sad news that, of course, Nico is um, having to retire from Iron Maiden. So their drummer, the new drummer, is the gentleman that Steve um, Harris has been playing along with in um, as he's been playing along with him in British Lion, not to be confused with British Lions, but yeah. Let's see. And has remained with them since contributing a total, although he's still, let's see. Yeah. So he remained with them since contributing to a total of 14 studio releases, as well as being the third longest serving member of the band until his retirement from touring with the band on the 7th of December 24. So he just retired from Iron Maiden, although he still remains in the band for studio only upcoming Iron Maiden projects. Okay. All right. So yes, and I've forgotten what the gentleman's name is. That bothers me. Um, I gotta remember what it is. I have the I I have the first British Lion album. It was okay. Not one of my favorites, but um, you know. So I saw Clive Burr's last show on the Number of the Beast tour when they opened up for Scorpions, and then I saw Nico's first show. when he was um, when he played, then on Peace of Mind. So that was really cool. It was a it wasn't a huge shift, but there was a difference when you listen to Peace of Mind coming off of Number of the Beast. You realize there's a difference here. Um, kind of like how when I had the first Dream Theater album, and man, I ate it up. I mean, I listened to that when Dream and Day Unite constantly. I loved it. As soon as I got it, I fell in love with it. And then here it is, like 3 years later, and it's a whole new ball game because Charlie is gone, and they got James LaBrie in on vocals. I'm like, wow, Charlie got a lot. He got different. He got differenter. So anyway, but I want to open this with you guys right here and now. It, I had doubts as to whether or not I should open this vinyl, but yeah, hell yeah, I'm gonna open it. That's why we got it, and that's why Maiden is my favorite band. So to leave it closed in my realm that's not good. I think it's like not playing. It's like buying your kid a toy and then go, don't open it though, because it's going to be really worth something. You're like, let the kid play with the frickin' toy. That's why it is a toy. That's why it exists. Play with that. Have fun. If you want to do that, buy two of them. And still play with one, because there's a lot of kids out there that don't get those toys because of that. So anyway, I brought my turntable over here, so hopefully I can show you how this works. But these are these zoetropes. Now the other thing I'll show you, I gotta be careful. Jeez, dude, just slow down a little bit. I want to be careful because I want to save these stickers. I always save the stickers. And I would have just cut it down the side and pulled it out of there, but this is a gatefold, so it's really worthwhile. Now, here's the big difference. If you have the original, all right, love you too. We'll see you later. Yeah, Dream Theater is awesome. If you have the original Power Slave, you'll remember that it has a texture to it. It's almost like it's not a snake skin, but it's kind of scaled. It's got kind of a scale to it. But now this one is, you open it up and it's got a lot of the stuff that was on the regular sleeve, that same time frame of photos. These are different, but then they have this, and then it's die cut behind Eddie, and it's got this zoetrope vinyl. So, and it's in a regular plastic thing. Let's see, is there anything else in here? That's it. No, we got a booklet. I could have read the sticker. So in it includes 2015 remastered audio for the first time on vinyl, expanded artwork, and Power Slave at 40 notes from Steve Harris. So that's pretty cool. So here's the book with the notes, and I think there's like something else in here too. Boy, this is gatefolds. You gotta love it. You kind of close. Yeah, there's the original artwork, the original photo, and this must be a poster. Oh, it's this. Look at that. It is. Wow, it's a lenticular of that awesome artwork. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I love it. Can't wait to frame that. And there you go. Notes from Steve. There's your original artwork that was on the inner sleeve. And there's the, yikes, there's the photo of the band. That's the classic. All right. So what I want to do is throw this on for you, because it's interesting what these do. And I haven't seen this yet. So we're doing it together. So I'll point this camera down, and please forgive the mess, but I'll point this camera down so you can check it out with me. We'll put on this side first. So what happens is this animates as you let it play. All right. So I'm going to put it on, and I will bring the camera down Whoa. All right. So are you ready? We turn it this way. And I'm going to raise it up. It already is. That's good. All right. I'm going to turn this on. Hit play. Wow. Okay. So what does it do? Exactly. Just look interesting. I don't know. What's it doing? Sounds great. Sounds pretty good. I had the original, so it's pretty neat. But I don't know what it's supposed to do. Maybe somebody out there knows. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. Maybe a little of both. Maybe somebody out there knows, and maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. But here's the other cool part: is I had a playlist for my birthday party that I put on. So that's a big thanks to two plumbers out there in St. Peter's for having an awesome party room. So they have this big party room. It's full of video games. You can play any video game you want. It's just that's up there. So they have more downstairs and more pinball machines and things downstairs. But upstairs they have some of the pinball machines. They have all kinds of video games up there. Some of them are multi-game machines. So that was pretty cool. So I had a playlist set up and it was playing over the speakers. That was the other cool thing is I said, how do we do this in order to listen to my, my music? I brought a speaker, to use. And he goes, no, just go ahead and I'll get you set up on the Bluetooth. I'm like, cool. So that's what happened. So we got me set up. Well, one of the songs I played was Last in Line. And then right before everybody was leaving, I sat down with my, I took a break there with my best friend or family. And and I opened this up, Dio, Last in Line, the Zoetrope album. Gotta love it. 40th anniversary of this classic LP. Of course, We Rock is on it. Last in Line, Mystery. It's a limited edition Zoetrope picture disc. So it's pretty cool. I love it. This is my favorite Dio record. I think my drummer does not remember, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of the wrong person, but I swore when I was talking about doing a Dio Sabbath tune in the band, I was thinking it was him that I was talking to, and he said, "Oh, we should do Last in Line." Well, I listened to Last in Line. I'm like, I can't do that. That is like classic, Dio showing what he could do. You're like, it's just too much. I'm like, I can't reach that. I don't know. I don't think I can. I haven't tried it lately, but it's a lot of that Dio, power that I know people who have that, but it's not me. Oh, look at that. Now, here's what I like. First thing I love is it's the original artwork. That's what I love. It's great stuff. This album cover always reminded me of Angel's White Hot album. The artwork on it was very much the same. Um, so, should we put this one on and see what it does? I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of looking at this Maiden one going, what am I supposed to be seeing? Is it something straight up above it? I don't know. Yeah, my hair's a mess though. I do know that. All right, so let's take this up. Let's take this up in a way. All right. And we can pause that. And I don't know if you noticed this. I wanted to show you this too. I bought this, it was on sale, and I bought this really cool Judas Priest pad for the turntable. Now, I do have another piece. I have like an acrylic blue that I got, which is supposed to help with some deeper tones. It's supposed to help with that. I don't know if it does, but I'll be finding out sometime soon. Let's see if, is that it? Or is it over here? No, that's not it. I think this is it. I think that's it. Get this one put away. And we got to be careful of these sleeves too. I guess they're all right. I heard, things about some of these where you shouldn't use too thick of one because it can leave a residue. And then I got to get wrapped up. I got a meeting coming up that I got to get to. So let's just check this one out and see what happens. Shall we? All right. I'm going to put that right over there. Drop that. And I'll bring this over. And you can see Dio last in line. And here we go. Let's see what it does. I mean, it looks like a cake, actually, to me. What is it? Just makes you wonder. Makes you wonder if maybe, I don't know. Is there a way that you look at it? I just don't know. It all seems. Is it different when you look at it up like that? I know, but what a great song. Yeah, I don't see that it's doing anything super special. I don't know. Kind of weird. I have to figure this out and find out what I'm not seeing and what it is. It is great to have it though. I don't think I've ever had. I have to double check, but I don't think I have any vinyl of Dio. But great. It's one of my all-time favorites. Just love this record. So anyway, next week, remember, we're going to be talking with Phil Susan, and we'll be chatting with him about being a bass player and rock and roll for many years now. And I remember him being with Ozzy back when I was working on the radio during the Ultimate Sin time frame and into the days with Zakk Wylde then in No Rest for the Wicked. So I'm really looking forward to it. You guys have a great rest of the evening. I'll be back on YouTube back tonight on Go Game Go with my buddy Jeff. And in the meantime, take care. Just remember, when you leave your house every day or leave wherever you're going, especially when you're driving, you're in everybody else's world. They're not in yours. So just act accordingly. Remember, take it easy, guys. All the best. Have a great one.